Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Voice of the Prophet Ministries. My name is Janelle, and if you are a returning subscriber, whether on YouTube, Facebook, or Instagram, I want to thank you for coming. And I want to say hello to all of our new subscribers. And also, if this is your first time joining, I want to say thank you and welcome as well. And so, on today, I have a word of the Lord to release, and it is for the United States of America. Yes, my home country, the United States. And so, on today, I want to release this word. This is actually a word the Lord gave me probably back in 2020, 2021. And he began to speak this word to me. He began to say the death of a salesman. And at first, if you're a prophet, like you should know that at first when the Lord speaks, you don't always understand what he's saying. And so I didn't understand what he was saying. Now, as I began to lean in and press in, the Lord began to reveal to me the correlation of the word. And so if you are familiar, back in the day, we used to have salesmen that would come knock door to door to sell different things or have their pamphlets, and that was a large part of our economy of how people would buy things. Salesmen would come knock door to door, and so we transitioned out of that and we began to evolve into different things. And now you don't have to leave your home; you can just order online from your computer or your phone, and you'll have that thing shipped right to you. Sometimes even the same day. So the Lord began to speak to me about the death of a salesman in that sense of that we are transitioning from one thing to another, that what was will be no more. And he began to speak to me and he says this: the United States of America will transition from using paper money. We're going to do away with paper money, and we are going to transition to a digital currency. We'll do away with paper money as America's government will, and we'll transition to paper money. I'm not going to get into the logistics of it. We're not going to do all that, but this is what the Lord says. Now, as a prophet, the Lord deals with me heavily. My sphere of influence and what God has gifted me is the gift of foresight. What the gift of foresight is the ability for one to see prophetically into the future. What is the gift of foresight used for? It is used for three things. These are the three things the Lord gave me. The three things the Lord gave me that the gift of foresight is used for is to pray, to prepare, or to prevent. In this case, as I began to ponder on this word, as the Lord began to stir it back up in my belly again, and He allowed me to release it, I said, Lord, now digital currency is not new. Many countries have already adapted it as their main form of currency. I'm like, Lord, what are you saying? And so what I believe the Lord is saying and why He's allowing me to share it is because He wants to prepare, and He always is considering His saints. He wants to prepare His saints for what is coming, for us to be able to transition into this new place of currency, this new place of buying and selling, this new form of money. We'll be able to transition into it and not be afraid. That's the main thing. He does not want us to be afraid. I'm a Christian. I've been a Christian for a long time, so I can talk about the church, okay? And a lot of times the church tends to demonize things that are new or things we don't understand, and I truly believe that this is going to be one of them. Solomon in the book of Ecclesiastes talked about that there's nothing new under the sun, and it's the same with this. In the book of Mark, chapter 12, verse 13, the Pharisees came to challenge Jesus, and they began to ask him, in the context, they were trying to trick him to see, they were asking him, should he pay his taxes, right? And what did the Lord reply? You can read it on your own. What did the Lord reply? He said, pay to Caesar what is due to Caesar, and pay to God what is due to God. And so even as we transition into this new place, we have to remember that we have not always been here. Even before, a long time ago, right, centuries ago, before there was paper money, before there were coins, we had a bartering system to where if you had an animal, any kind of mule, donkey, horse, cow, whatever, and you wanted to trade it, you could trade it for goods, you could trade it for services. They would even use animals, and in some countries they still do use animals to pay for a daughter, for a bride, as a wedding gift, and so forth. And so we don't have that system anymore. We've evolved to something greater. And so the Lord is speaking and saying, this is the same thing. It's the same type of situation. We're evolving into something new. Now, a lot of people will say and argue and even, come with this notion of, well, what about the end time? What about the mark of the beast? How is that play into play? So I want to help you, and I believe the Lord has answered me with that as well. So a lot of times the enemy will come to try to pervert truth. He will try to come to demonize things, and what he does, he wants to pervert the truth so that we're not aware. So we don't have discernment. We can't really see what God is doing, right? So this is what the Lord began to show me, and I truly believe He's showing me concerning the end times. He deals with me heavily with the end times and concerning the mark of the beast. If you remember in when the children of Israel, you can read from the book of Daniel, when the children of Israel were taken into captivity by Babylon, during that time they had the three Hebrew boys. Nebuchadnezzar, he raised the king of Babylon, Nebuchadnezzar, he erected up a statue, and what he did, he commanded that everyone who was there, when they heard the sound of the music and the different instruments playing, they were to bow down to this statue. And just like the three Hebrew boys, they refused to bow down to that statue because why? They understood that by doing this, they were literally going against what God said when He said, "You shall worship no other God but Him." So watch this in the book of Revelation concerning the mark of the beast. Revelations 14 verse 9. Let me read it for you really quickly. It says this: "Then a third angel followed them, shouting, 'Anyone who worships the beast and his statue or accepts his mark on the forehead or on the hand must drink the wine of God's anger.'" So we see that it's just that same situation, and I truly believe that when we go into that place of even greater at the return of Christ, where we're going to see the mark of the beast, it's just not going to be it's just this random thing to where we don't really understand or we can't really discern, is this it or is this not it? No, it's going to be a place where they're going to erect a system, and they are going to call for everyone to bow to that system. You will not be confused. No, it is not just going to be a place of just you being able to buy and sell. It's going to be a system that they are going to call you to bow to that system. If you've ever had to denounce or denaturalize from one country to another, say you migrated from, say, Bahamas, and you're coming to America. If you want to gain citizenship as an American, you have to denounce the former country that you moved from, and you have to pledge your allegiance to America. And that is the same thing. I truly believe that is going to happen during the end times when they're going to cause you to have that mark of the beast. You're going to have to denounce Jesus Christ and bow and accept that new system in order for you to come into it. It will not be just this random thing that we don't know. People speculate that it's going to be a chip. People speculate that it's going to be this or that. I believe the Lord will bring it into fruition. He will reveal it to His people in the time, so we will definitely know. But it will not be a place that we're going to be deceived. You're going to know that you are leaving Christ, that you are accepting another God. It's going to be a place of self-preservation where you're going to have to deny Christ in order to save your own life. And so with that being said, I know that this Lord, what is it called? Digital currency is going to, I truly believe that is going to help usher in the one world system, as some may call it. It's going to help usher it and bring it all together. It's going to make it easier. But do I think that it's demonic in and of itself? Absolutely not. No, it's an evolving of something that we've always had. It's just coming into a new form. And so with that being said, people of God, be encouraged. People of God, do not be afraid of what's to come, because God is with you. He will keep you. Listen, He is here. He wants us to be prepared. He wants us to be a step ahead of the game. He wants us to be able to move and to transition into this place with wisdom. And He wants us to prosper in whatever place that we are in. He wants us to prosper. And so, people of God, I pray that you would begin to seek the Lord concerning this word. And, I'm not here to give you, money counsel, but however it is, God will begin to speak to you, this confirmation to you, as He begins to speak to you on what He wants you to do concerning it. Please be obedient and go ahead and do so. And so I hope you have a wonderful day, a wonderful rest of your week. And I pray you have a very blessed holidays. Until next time, God bless you and have a great day.
Does God still speak? Have you ever desired to hear God's voice but feel as though it is only limited to those super close to Him? Do you often feel the need to always go to others for direction for your life? Do you feel insecure about your ability to hear from God and to know when He is speaking to you? These are all questions that author Janelle Edmondson has once had. And now she would like to share with you her personal journey from insecurity to hearing God's voice through the everyday things around her. The Voice of God Still Speaks is a practical guide to discovering the many common ways in which God speaks to us in our everyday lives. Go on a journey as she takes you through everyday ways in which God communicates with His creation that many may miss. You will also hear firsthand testimonials of men and women just like you who have discovered God's voice speaking to them in their everyday lives. No doubt God is still speaking, and He desires to speak to us. We just have to turn up the volume to hear what He has to say. You can purchase a copy of the life-changing book, The Voice of God Still Speaks, Discovering God's Voice in Our Everyday Lives on Amazon, Kindle, and read it for free with a Kindle Unlimited subscription. You can also purchase a signed copy by visiting www.thevoiceoftheprophet.org. Let's go on a journey to discover God's voice in our everyday lives.